365. Shake my hand and welcome to 365 Trading Academy. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Check the links down below. Alright, a lot of cool things happening down below there in the description. But until then, roll the intro. 365, shake my hand. What's up, guys? NFP, baby. Woohoo! Right, so the markets have got about 4 hours, 3 hours actually to close, and it's a Friday night. I'm really itching to kind of like just end what has been such a long, productive day, right? So hopefully you guys already watched my pre-NFP video, right? It's the recent video on our YouTube channel. Please give that a look because it'll help you for the next NFPs to come. It'll absolutely help you. There's some tools to look out for. I broke down sentiment, fundamental, and structure, right? And everything came together with a tint of salt and a lot of tricks, and that's what I want to do. Retail traders are going to have to love the details. You're going to have to learn to love, to at least have a desire to seek out true market knowledge, because it is the end result of profitability, right? So let me just show you account 3. So let's be consistent and use account 3 that I've been trading with, right? So this is, I think, the account that I did start off with. Unfortunately, can't really use the corporate account for these type of videos. There we go. So I've been stalking this level, USD JPY, right? As you can see there, price has broken through, which is what I was hoping for. And now that has happened, the time right now of filming is 8:30 p.m., 2nd of July, Friday, the day NFP was released. And we have to talk about it. Leroy, why is the dollar falling, but the NFP results look like this? And after watching your video, and did you watch my video properly? Right, and interesting enough, guys, in the video that I released, yesterday's video, the preparation video for NFP, I actually felt like mentioned the number 850K jobs, and I did, right? So let's first unpack that real quick. But in case you don't believe me, here's it. When I brought that number up, right? So this is me predicting what would happen if we got 850, and I called it what did I say? A Red Bull, effect on the markets, right? Too good. Well, when something is too sweet, too good, and that's really what happened. But what I want to do with my channel now is to really start to open a lot of retail traders' minds to a lot of things that they don't consider, when they're inside this silly signal service group. So let's talk fundamentals, and how it's all linked together. Let's say we get positive NFP, but not just positive NFP. Let's say we get ridiculous, heart-burning, Red Bull run NFP. So they not only get the 700,000 jobs created, but they get more. They get like 800. Like it really rallies. So let's say we get 800K tomorrow, 850. Let's go with 850. Something absolutely shocking and ridiculous. And I'm starting with this scenario because it's important to understand this, right? This has got a many impacts on different types of asset classes, right? So your dollar pay, and there's nothing wrong with that, because we're all in different journeys. We're all learning. We're all trying to accumulate market-based knowledge so we can do this thing properly. But I guarantee you, most people who are waiting for this thing to come out, right? NFP data, and I hope I'm sharing the correct screen, and you can see I'm going to use Forex Factory for this video. I use Forex Factory, I use investing.com, and it really doesn't matter, right? The average person, so first of all, when I did the video, there were 700. Then I saw figures like 711, right? Goldman Sachs said 750 this morning, right? But this was generally the forecast, right? And the rule was, look, man, if we don't beat this forecast and say we do 600 jobs, that's gonna be viewed a little bit negative, right? There's going to be some type of negative effect for that. But at 2:30 p.m. today, it came out as this 850K, and boom, markets went crazy. But how and why? All right. So what exactly happened, right? So I'm looking at gold now. and I'm thinking it's just time for me to get out of my trades, time for me to call it a night, right? Because if gold keeps going up, that's fantastic for me. In the current situation that I'm in, I want the dollar to fall for now, right? So if gold keeps going up, that's fine. But it, about 4 hours ago, when gold was giving us a, a strong red candle like that, I got a little bit worried in terms of should I take profits or not. NFP is not a one-day event. It doesn't matter what you saw, certain profit gurus and what doing. Treat NFP with the respect that it deserves. All right. It is a high volatility event today, but it has the ability to confirm and reshape markets. And that's what I want you to be on. In fact, if you're new to the market space and you're just a beginner and you're like, Leroy, I don't understand NFP, news releases and all those things, then I would suggest you don't trade during NFP. Watch it. Watch it like a hawk and plan your trades on during the weekend and prepare for those movements for the following week. Why? Because markets move in expansion, retracement, which means there's going to be many entries now, but now we are not ambiguous about market direction. Speaking of which, before I show you or break down TradeView, and what's going on and how the dollar opened when news results came, let's go to, because this year, reason why the YouTube channel is coming up, trading psychology stuff is coming up on the YouTube channel. Watch out for that. Traders Rehab is where I'll be posting basic 10 short 15-minute videos to correct misconceptions on the market. Very important if you're new in the markets or if you're old and you have bad habits. So please do, like, subscribe the channel, stay engaged. There's a lot of stuff coming. Since the release of the channel, I've been dropping a video every day. I've got about 92 planned videos just around trading psychology, right? I'm going to teach this thing properly, right? So that you actually understand it. It can't be, let go when you cut your losses short, hold your longs. What does that mean? What's going on in your mind, right? There's a lot of stuff coming in the channel, but please just keep your eyes focused on 365. So on the public Telegram group, right? So this is our 365 traders group, public Telegram group. Okay, this is a video, right, of the actual NFP. Then today, 2nd of July, what time was this? In the morning, I was like, look, man, I've done my homework, and the goal of a trader is, can you keep a dollar, right? So that's kind of like my rules. Can you actually keep a dollar, right? And this is what I was trying to, get a lot of traders thinking about, right? So, the being prepared, planning ahead. So these are the only charts I was going to look at for NFP, right? And really, that's where I kind of like focused on. And I said, look, man, even in the video, I said, wait for the data to get the actual results, but be prepared. So know your levels, right? Before then, don't just buy or sell because, prices, the data is saying 850K jobs, which I'm pretty sure a lot of retail traders did. They bought, dollar pairs because, it was 850K, the focus was 700 and something. So in terms of just basic understanding of NFP data, 850,000 jobs were created in June, which is supposed to be a positive, a dollar positive, so to speak. So a lot of retail traders went in buy, right? And in my video, this one, please watch it. It will help you for next month, right? I broke down all 3 types of scenarios that exist. But in today's, Telegram message at 10:30, I said, look, man, I've looked at all this stuff and this is my final understanding of the land, which is a repetition of the video, but a quick summary. And then I said something important. I said, now, if NFP is going to be positive, why on earth is DXY so close to a daily supply? Now, if you don't know, I'm a supply and demand trader. I'm an institutional trader, right? Supply and demand. I don't trade anything outside of technicals apart from supply and demand because I believe, for me and my trading style, it is the best way to keep track of what the big banks, institutions, hedge funds are doing. So I say, look, is this a trade? Will it be a negative? Will it be negative last minute? So I was wondering, why is price so close to a supply? Instead of it being 700 and something jobs created, are we going to get a negative NFP? I don't know. It's going to be 600, 500,000. Is that what they're going to use to sell? Because for me, market structure always formulates first, right? And then the fundamentals feed into that structure, and then we get a play. So I was trying to send everyone an alert to say, Have you done your homework? Because you have to prepare your levels, right? DXY is so close to a supply. Will it be negative last minute and use that supply to crash the dollar? Or is it so close to a supply and NFP volatility will be used to completely remove it, right? And a daily supply is quite significant, right? And if that's not enough, because I wasn't sure who's paying attention to what and where, so many screens open today. I apologize. So what I then did was I went and shared the exact similar message on our Facebook page where I kind of like just was kind of like exercise caution, right? This is your trading account you're dealing with. If you think you're going to get rich by trading news events and using massive lot sizes, you will be disappointed 10 out of 10 times, right? The markets are a living organism that is interconnected to the minds of market makers, market creators, institutions. So you must understand how they operate first before you can even take such a big risk, right? And this is just the Facebook page. Now, 7 hours late, a while back, which is at 1 o'clock. So 1 hour, 30 minutes before NFP, I come back again on social media now. Thank you to the one person who liked my post and read it, right? Because I know for a fact people have they just drown out information. And unfortunately, I feel like some people are drowning out the wrong people. Drowning out 365 might be a big mistake. So I remind people of the 3 principles in the markets. Price is everything. Structure. Then I say prices in everything. What this means to us at 365 Trading Academy is the markets will price in a move. So if there's a big news release coming, the markets will start to price that in, right? So the big movement and the volatility will happen when the data comes out, but markets have already priced that in, right? So I say, look, this is what we are starting to see in the charts, right? This is like 1 p.m., an hour, 30 minutes before NFP. And if I had to do a YouTube video on this and edit it, it would come out on Sunday, right? So Facebook, follow us on Facebook, find me on Instagram, join our public Telegram group, right? It's literally a free group. I put my signals there once in a while. I do market data analysis. I'm going to put the public Telegram group a link down below. Literally, it's just free flowing information. I try, of course, to be as accurate as possible. I mean, I don't purport myself to be always right, but I am significantly as accurately as I can be, right? Which is quite a lot of the times if I were just using basic statistics, right? Yeah. Anyways, and then I say, look, currently everyone is on the boat that NFP will be positive. That is 700 plus jobs, 700,000 K jobs will be created. Goldman Sachs had dropped, if you go on Forex Live, the drop is about 750K jobs. So again, everyone is riding this boat. What a typer, I'm typing in a rush. Then I'm remembering one of my favorite old school books, right? The man himself, Warren Buffett, be greedy when they're scared, scared when they're greedy, right? So this makes me more worried. So I say this to you guys, more scared. They all could be right? They all could be right. And if they are, I'll ride what I see. If I see a strong dollar trade, I'll take it. But I'll literally wait for the data, won't be falling for head mentality trick. So I'm still bearish of NFP. And I'm so happy that I put this out, guys, because generally speaking, I think the stuff and I operate the trade. But now that we're on YouTube, I have to be 10 times more transparent with all my thoughts, because I don't want a situation where someone says, I watched this, I didn't understand it, then you're not clear, and then you went to go do the opposite stuff. And in yesterday's video, I was very clear about this stuff. I was very clear that there's an 850K job scenario, right? And then I end with prices fractal, right? So this prices in everything. Prices fractal is principle number 3 that we teach in our course, in our module 1 course, right? Once the movement starts, find the order block that caused it all and make your money, right? So that's my introduction. I'm rushing through it because there's quite a lot of stuff, that I want to do as quickly as possible. And this was the pound USD chart at 1:30 or at 1 p.m. Sorry, let's see what time it was. At about 1:10 today. So an hour, 30 minutes before NFP. This is pound USD. And I'm looking here and I'm like, man, there's some blood on the streets, right? So in 365, when we trade as a supply and demand trader, when I trade, I like to look crazy. So when I see a lot of selling like this, and it's my belief that price has arrived in an area of value where A, I'll look crazy, but B, I'll be aligned with smart money, right? There is a lot of buy orders here that have been sitting there long before NFP. In fact, they were created. If we can go to the charts real quick, I'm getting excited, man. It's good to be back online. I just love this stuff. talk markets all day, every day, right? So this is what I was, so don't worry about the green candle. This is the after shot. So on Facebook, I've got the before shot, right? And I'm saying, guys, look out for this chart. And you can see for yourself on this pair, this is pound USD dollar. And I was saying, the money that was left in this area was left on the 12th of April. When I teach you supply and demand, you'll understand this stuff, right? If you take my course, you will absolutely get it. They are order blocks, order flows, right? And these particular levels have a certain type of freshness that needs to be handled correctly. You can see prices already broken through our trend lines. Too early to celebrate. Why? It must close above or beyond or below, right? So for now, it's still an open rolling candlestick. We've still got about 4 hours to go and we'll see where it ends. But at 1 p.m., again, I would have looked crazy selling, right? Because trend is your friend. It's a downtrend. Price has been falling. Trend is your friend. And in our academy, we like to say the trend is your friend until the bend, right? And really today, the price did a good bend. And that is one of my biggest trades right now in NFP on the corporate accounts, which unfortunately I can't share, but I can definitely share one of my personal accounts. There's nothing wrong with sharing one of my personal live accounts. And you'll see the majority, right? If you look at my exposure, the majority of the trades that I'm in is within the pound, right? I'm literally buying pound USD right now. This is all, where is it? There we go. Pound buys, pound buys, pound buys, right? And where we are here, there we go, pound buys. So this is me. Right, so I've locked my profits. I'm not too worried about this trade, and boop, 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 here we go. I've been babysitting this thing on the 5 minutes chart, 1 hour time frame. You know, I ended up adding a final position. I could have added a bit more, but then I had to go, right? Trust my partner to want me to get out of the house on the NFP day, right? It's another PCP, right? So you can see prices just being extremely good to me. And then I took a late entry, in my humble opinion, on NZDUSD. I should have bought it simultaneously with the pound somewhere down there. But my mind was still processing the data. I was like, 850 jobs, I should be selling pound USD. That's what the whole world wants me to do. That's what the data wants us to do. We should be experiencing a strong dollar, right? So that's what was supposed to happen. But the moment I saw something, something significantly interesting, let's just make sure I'm sharing the right screen here. I want us to go back to TradeView. I want us to go back to Forex Factory, Forex Live, etc., to really pick up what they said, because that's important. You people want to make split decisions trading use, you better be very good at this thing. And maybe I can then use this moment to pivot into what I want to talk to you guys about, right? How I think we should have read this particular thing. Has this camera been facing the wrong side the whole time, right? There we go. How I think we really should have kind of like understood price. I understood exactly what was going on. It's 2:30 p.m. First of all, this was funny, right? Not funny, but interesting, right? Building pyramids, right? CAD took a hit. CAD took a hit, dollar took a hit. Oil took a bullish run today. So in the background, oil is doing well. There's a video I'm supposed to release, but I haven't released, but I will release. In one of our classes, we actually preempted the oil move. So Wednesday class, the oil decision was made today. We could already tell that there's going to be a bullish run on oil, right? So I am long-term bearish on USD CAD. You have to understand that if oil is strong, CAD is going to be strong, right? There's no ways that the dollar will win that particular war. CAD also, USD CAD gave us the biggest sell move of 2020 to 21 last year, right? There's a new long-term sell trend, and I don't think that's going to break up. We are experiencing some type of retracement, or we were experiencing some type of retracement for a couple of days, but price has just gone back to plummeting down, right? And right now, there is no real level in sight to catch it. So I'll be jumping into a few USD CAD sales next week if the opportunity comes by, but it's all based on what the markets do, right? So that happened first. I got distracted by this for about 10 minutes and remembered NFP, I should focus on NFP. So this is what happened, right? So a lot of retail traders looked at this, right? This is positive. This is fantastic. This is phenomenal. This is good. United States economy is creating jobs. Now, what I said in my video, again, watch it, right? Is that, look, man, there is a situation where a forecast of the NFP from about April have been completely off, wrong. But they don't miss the bigger picture, that there is a trend going on, that they are building their economy, they are, reproducing and filling up and creating jobs, right? Might not be going as fast as this financial experts, keep predicting it will, but it's happening. It's a different story when it's not happening at all. But what was important about today's NFP was the other red thing, the unemployment rate. Remember, it's a non-farm roll, report about employment, right? Or the creation of jobs. So when they publish how many jobs they've created, they always give this sneaky little thing here, the unemployment rate. Now check this out. This is it's a mind-boggling thing at first, but if you really think about it and you read the report and you see where jobs are created in what industries, it starts to make sense. Look at this nonsense. Or not, capitalistic nonsense, right? Trust capitalism to have a crisis within a crisis, right? To give birth to simultaneous crises. The forecast, right, for the unemployment rate was supposed to drop to 5.6 because previously it was at 5.8. Unemployment rate. It's supposed, remember, if I'm creating more jobs, which I did, I created 850K more jobs. We should logically sometimes, if all things are equal and if economics is perfect and if orthodox economics was fine and true, with more jobs being created, I should logically start to see a decrease in the unemployment rate. Well, more jobs were created, but we saw an increase in unemployment rate. The unemployment rate increased further higher than the actual previous real rate. It went higher than the forecast because they thought it was going to drop down to 5.6, but unemployment went up to 5.9. So then the dollar is like, whoa, wait a minute, right? We got what we wanted, which was more jobs, but man, we're actually losing more jobs, right? So it's like a weird thing. So now, sorry, man, I'm so excited. I mean, I love what I do, but geez, what a good day it's been in the markets, right? So let's go to the 1 hour time frame, then we'll drop to 15 minutes and etc. etc. So I've got DXY on one chart and I'm just watching this thing go. As soon as the news drops, I'm going to go to the 30 minutes time frame. That might make more sense. Is that there? Yeah, 30 minutes time frame. Bearing in mind at 10:30 on the public Telegram group, I warn people that why on earth is the dollar so strong, right? To a daily supply. There's the daily chart right there. You can see there's the makings of a very strong gap. You can see that there's a strong rejection here where price fell. And this is where price was. I mean, if NFP is going to be all around positive, I would have wanted price to drop weeks ago. Literally, I would have wanted to see, now hear what I'm about to say. I would have wanted to see the markets price this in. This level here, 16th of June, is a strong order block that was created by strong dollar news by the FOMC, right? So I would have thought straight after that, I mean, I've been waiting for this since 16th of June. I've been waiting for price to come back to these levels, right? Because there's a strong imbalance based on interest rates hikes and recovery, something. I wanted price to come here so that by the time we got to today at NFP, right, this was what I was looking for in price. By the time we got to NFP today and everything was perfect and jobs have been created and we're going to see a strong dollar, this would be what? A buy low opportunity, buy low, sell high, right? So I was really hoping for this 16th of June, 17th of June, 18, 19. I didn't trade that whole week, after the short Euro USD sells that I was in, hoping for some type of market correction. The market needs to come back to this level. I'm not saying it's going to do that now, but I'm saying I was definitely looking forward to buying a strong dollar here. But ever since, after a week of that not happening and I'm seeing price recovering and going up, I got wary, right? I got very worried about the fact that price is now close to a supply. Basic rules of supply and demand. You never buy inside a supply. You sell inside a supply. Basic rules of supply and demand. You always buy in a demand. Basic rules of supply and demand, sell high, buy low. All right, and you have to find that logical conclusion of what a low is and a buy. So this is where NFP is at about 1 p.m., 2:30 p.m., when the news release goes out, and at 10 a.m. somewhere up there, I'm wondering why on earth is this price so close, literally so close to what seems to be an extremely strong supply. So I get worried, right? And I see, so that now what do? I start scanning my charts because I'm not going to trade news. I'm going to wait for the news data to come out, but I'm going to trade my supply and demand levels. And then as I'm scrolling down, looking for some action, doing my homework, pound USD is at a valid daily demand. So I'm like, wait a minute, you know, NFP is coming out today. DXY is close to a supply. Pound USD is close to a demand. But if NFP was going to be positive, we're supposed to see a strong dollar. So that supply might be broken. And if it's a strong dollar, pound should drop. So a demand is going to be broken. It's like, wow, markets are going to have to do a lot of work to remove fresh areas of value, right? That's like a lot of money is to be pumped in there. And so I just didn't believe in it, right? I didn't want to, you know, oversell, you know, this particular dream to, you know, a lot, right? So what else do I want to talk to you guys about? What else do I want to talk to you guys about? A lot happened, man, but I think over the week we shall break this down, right? So there was zero reaction, by the way, from the treasury yield. So in my previous video, I spoke about treasury yields, right? Which I did explain as well how that works, right? What would be good for tech? What would be not good for tech? Remember, tech is quite a big thing, right? So if you think about it, in my video, I told you guys how to operate on the Forex market and indices, right? So you should have been all, at least most of us were in hedged, you know, strong buys on the NASDAQ, right? The NASDAQ did extremely well, you know, just as expected there. This is today. Let me just drop to a much more smaller time frame, a 1 hour chart, so you can actually see today's action. And this is really what we wanted to see. And again, I encourage you to watch my previous video on the NFP where I lay this stuff down. I tell you how the treasury yields work. If treasury yields are benefiting, I tell you that, you know, stocks should bleed because of rotation, right? Funds get rotated, right? The investors have to put money in the horse that's going to make them the most money, right? So essentially, at about let's see, right, 365, you can see there's 2 p.m. You know, there's the news release. You can see there there's a buying opportunity at 14,600, right? Price just exploded up and we're in an upward trend, and now we were building bridges and ensuring that there are PCPs on the way to catch price. It depends on how markets close. These guys are literally going on holiday. Today was the last big sale, right? It's summertime that side, right? So Euro USD holders, you know, I had to make a tough decision, right? You know, I don't envy, you know, being in their position in the markets like this, right? And then what else happened, right? So I've spoken to you about statistics. I hope you guys now understand that there was a creation of jobs, but there was an increase in unemployment, right? So it's an interesting contradiction, right? And look, and then the other thing to consider, by the way, is price is everything. So we're talking about price is in everything, but this is what I mean by price is everything. If you look at the dollar index, right, before today, let me go to the H4 time frame. If you look at the dollar before today, so I'm just going to cut out any candlestick that happened today. Today is the second, right? So that's last night, this morning, 1 a.m., right? So this is what the dollar looked like before today, right? And if you really look at this thing on the 4 hour time frame, can you see there's a big problem here? Never forget about things being too overextended, right? This is kind of like the structure of Bitcoin. When price is too parabolic, I mean, at least the dollar did take a break here and breathe a little, right? And then go back up, right? And then I'm sure there's some price action pattern trader trying to correct me to tell me what this pattern is called. I don't care. Essentially, what you need to be worried about is when price doesn't return, you know, to these massive imbalance areas here, right? So it doesn't give us a correction, right? It's going to snap somewhere, right? So a lot of people, and I agree with them, I'm pretty sure would say that the dollar was overextended, that we do need some type of cool-off period. You know, it doesn't matter where it ends. It could end here, it could drop there, it could even come back there. All these things are welcome to me, but the dollar extension was too overextended. I mean, it's been running like this nonstop since the 16th of June. That's at least 2 weeks, right? And so it needs to cool off a bit. So most likely here, I'm just looking on the daily time frame, somewhere there, you know, at least somewhere there. Right. Overall, in the market, nothing really has changed, fundamentally speaking, right? There's still a high chance that the dollar could be, you know, the overall long-term winner, right? That there still is a high potential for this thing to be a big winner in terms of, you know, bullishness, in terms of dollar strength returning sometime next week. We shall see. But Monday, just remember, US markets are closed. Okay, Monday, US markets are closed. So we'll see what happens on Tuesday, right? So I think the dollar being overextended, right? Number one. Number two, way too much optimism in the market, right? Remember in my previous video as well, if you watch it, please watch it once again and like this one, man. Tell YouTube that this is good content. If it is, if you find this good content, let YouTube know so you can spread out, this information, and we can grow a very good, strong, accurate based trading community, right? So that's how that algorithm works there. And only do it, please, if it's helping you. So that I use that as feedback to keep doing stuff like this if it is helping you. But I appreciate the shares, I appreciate the subscribes and the likes, right? But the other thing that I wanted to bring up here on the dollar was the fact that there was a lot of optimism. So in my previous video, I spoke to you guys about a research company called ADP, and they pretty much do this. They kind of like preempt it. So they thought, look, man, no matter what happens, 600 and something K jobs are being created, right? So they actually thought that the 700K estimate or forecast was a bit too extended, but they actually saw at least 600 and something K jobs being extended. A lot of experts saw at least 700 and something K jobs being extended. Goldman Sachs said 750, right? So there's a lot of optimism, and all of that was price. Price was pricing all of that in. So if all those people were quiet, right, honestly speaking, there would not have been these extra extended moves. So if you really think about it, today is the 2nd and it's Friday. Let me just quickly find, when was Wednesday? Wednesday was the 30th. So let's find price on the 30th, right? So since that ADP report, and we'll just use New York Times sessions, 30th, 9 a.m., 1 o'clock. There we go. Well, that's 1 o'clock there. You see, literally on the London session, let's make that big. So I want you to kind of like view everything on the right-hand side of this massive, let me just make this, quite thin there. Everything on the right-hand side of this line, and I'm on the H4 time frame on the dollar index. So as soon as that ADP report came out, you can see markets are just pricing in that optimism, right? Well, look at this 1 p.m., right? New York City, like boom. Oh my goodness, jobs are going to be created, right? And then, this consolidation, boom. Oh my God, jobs are going to be created, right? And it just continues and continues and continues. And all of this is aiding an extended dollar, right? There's some serious dollar extension, and eventually today when the news came, right? So what to take from this? When there's a lot of market optimism, right? Just what I said in the video before, what I said in Telegram, what Warren Buffett told the whole world. And there's too much optimism in the market, where everyone is like, go, 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 yes, 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 yip, 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 yip. It's definitely going to be good, 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 good. There is also the potential, right, that when data comes out looking like this guys, first of all, this is good news. This is really good news, but it's not perfect anymore for the market, right? This is a blemish in the markets. Where one small little, the other stocks are like this, Tesla, Apple, and one small bad report that's so minor that is not really going to be linked to the intrinsic value of your stock can send price dropping, because the optimism sets up a standard. Right, when the optimism sets up a standard and that standard isn't met even by a small percentage point, etc., markets generally speaking freak out, right? So we're going through a tantrum right now. We created 850 jobs, we want more. We also want low unemployment rate, etc., right? Remembering that it's a big beat, guys. 700K was a prediction, and this thing kind of like landed at well over, like literally well over. Sorry, I'm like talking and I have no idea which spin I'm looking for now, right? The last things I want to talk to you guys about, and now I remember what I want to do, is to just kind of like do some chart work for you. Where to now, right? You can see, let me just delete this paintbrush thing that I drew. We can see that price on the dollar index is not playing, right? Price is not playing around. It's really, really dropping, all right? And if you're not in any trades right now, then I more power to you, right? Just wait for, wait for some type of, structural entry. This is looking for me, and the trades that I'm in right now, trading what I see, I'm very happy with this, right? I actually don't even want it to bother, price coming back to do a retest of a trend line. I'm absolutely okay. But if it does do one, I prefer it does one soon rather than later. Just for psychology reasons, I don't want to, be in a long-term dip and then see price retrace back and profits taken away. The next areas of value that I'm worried about for the dollar is somewhere here. But in practice and in return, I'm pretty sure we can also see gold. You know, we spoke about a bit of gold yesterday in yesterday's video. All right. Once again, check out the video, comment down below when you see all these things. And oh, by the way, seriously, guys, comment down below. Did you make some money? Tell me, please. Let me know. I really want to know if you made any money, if my content is helping you. Did you lose money? Tell me if you're losing money. It's just part of life, man. You know, if you're a trader, you are agreeing to operate on some risk-based sentiments, right? So this is gold, and really gold broke out of this. So gold was actually in some weird I don't know what to call it, some weird, you know, consolidation type of flag. You know, it did look like a bearish flag. Look at this fake out, you know, breakout, retest, sell a bit, then boom, 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 pumped up. And then, you know, price kept going, you know, high and high and high and high as the dollar kept falling. And this is where gold is. It would be nice for gold to fully break out of this, right? Tonight. That's what would be perfectly nice. And then the next time I can stress about this area of values if gold was to get up there, remembering that on all my charts, if you follow me on social media, if you're part of the 365 Trading Academy page on Facebook last week, Friday, on my phone though, I warned you guys about these levels on all the charts. And it's just like the dollar index. Anywhere we're on the June the 16th, during the FOMC announcement, this is what happened on gold. Price has to get back here. I firmly believe, and it's because I want to take a trade in those levels, right? It's a big news like that always creates massive you know, imbalances. Not every single order can be filled right simultaneously, so smart money will be coming back to collect what's theirs, right? So I would like very much for price to quickly return to that area. So I'm hoping this area is not respected, isn't treated seriously. But the problem with all of this now is we have got serious thin volumes, right, coming into the market because of Monday, right? So that might be a bummer, but I'm hoping that gold will easily raise this area. And even if it doesn't easily do it, that it does it gradually as quickly as possible during the week. So I'm expecting this to happen and then that to happen and then that would be nice, right? It's not me telling you what to trade. I'm saying this would work so much better for my swing setup here. So then I don't have to close my USD JPY sell. I don't have to close pound USD buy, Euro USD short-term buy. I don't have to close NZDUSD buy, right? I don't have to close any of those trades. Okay, so that would be nice. A trade that was tricky to take was Euro USD. I found that quite tricky to take. So because I like, being risk sensitive, what I did do was just leave it alone. I just left it alone. And the reason was I wanted it to explode the same way as pound USD did. And it kind of did, but then this was interestingly not nice, and already price is already at a significant level on the 1 hour time frame. So there wasn't enough room, I thought personally, for price to breathe. I like a risk to reward ratio of 1:3, by the way. I hope you guys know what that means. If you don't, comment down below and I'll know to include videos like that in the traders rehab, right? You must know your statistics, right? Did you win 50% or 20% of your trades? Your statistics will then determine the risk to reward ratio setup you're looking for all your trades, right? And if you're new to trading and you have zero statistics, right, you don't know whether you're a winner or a loser, then always try and start off with taking setups that offer you 3:1 at a minimum, right? If I'm going to risk $1 of my account, at a minimum, I should make $3. This will cover you during rainy days, when you're not making up for your previous losses, right? But overall, guys, the job numbers do look promising. Overall, there's a good thesis to be made for dollar strength. Overall, the markets should self-correct. Eventually, they'll shake off that 5.9% of unemployment rate growing, and they might start to focus on the 850K price. So for long-term setups, I'm looking for that, right? So where am I planning on exiting, the main trades that I'm in? And because of time in this video's length, I'm going to just talk about the two big main trades I'm in right now, pound USD and NZDUSD. So this is pound USD on 1 hour, right? You can see we're trying to break out of that trend line. Price is somewhere here. And honestly speaking, I'd like price to honestly ignore this so it can just push a little bit up. But the reality is, even right now, price might be done with this, by bullish rally, right? Price could start to drop. That's the reality. Or alternatively, I would prefer price to actually push all the way up to here and then start to drop. That for me would be scenario number, the preferred scenario is scenario number 2, where price comes a little bit up there and then, drops a bit from there. Right, so that's on the H4 time frame. But yeah, this 1 hour area here where price is right now as we speak is telling, right? It's a very interesting place where anything can happen, where market turns can easily formulate, right? So that's one way of thinking about it. I have been thinking through price in very intraday time frames today. So I was on 5 minutes, 15 minutes, etc. And it's been okay. It's been very good to do it that way, just so I can find entries and all that kind of stuff. Right. So historically, we can see on this intraday time frame, for those people still live in the markets today until markets close, right, that a bearish structure was eventually removed, right? A bearish structure was absolutely eventually removed here on the 15 minutes chart, right? And if something is to go wrong Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, price has the right to kind of like drop a little bit to about 1,37991, right? Those levels, intraday trader levels, right? But in the same breath, price has a serious long way to go, right? Price could still stop here in terms of going up, right? Or specifically somewhere there. Right, so these are like my key areas of value that I've been looking into. But then, yeah, a big part of me wants to close all my trades, even in the corporate accounts, or at least lock profits, go in knowing that if anything happens come Sunday, Monday, thin liquidity, US session not really there, that there won't be too many problems on my side, right? And then USD JPY, maybe just to give you guys that as a particular signal or a trade idea, it's really shaping up very well for me. It's something that I'd love to take. So we've been looking at USD JPY for a while. This is something that's gone wrong. I had a beautiful USD JPY chart with a lot of notes. So it's a sad day that all my notes are gone and I have no idea how to get them back. Right. All right, cool. Not a problem. But at the onto my left there, price was heading towards the supply, exactly like on the DXY chart. So if I could just draw a line here, looking at these highs, specifically April highs, April 2019, right? So price was very much heading to this area. Price was dealing with whatever was going on in this area. Price had really arrived. So let's just draw some lines here so you can see what I mean. The price was actually, in here, 24 March, then price dropped, and then price finally came back in here now, right, because of NFP. And you can see, we might be seeing a repetition of history. We just don't know how long this drop is going to last. That's the reality. I don't know how long dollar can maintain this type of stuff, right? But we've got this upward, outward trend line, right, that I'm drawing there, which I completely see and respect. Price has been dancing with it, for the most part. So it's generally, a good one to go to. So 1 touch, 2 touch. And then I think we've got some type of inland one as well. Something like that, right? So even if price was to drop, price has many options of when to get off, right? You can see for yourself, price coming here, could stop there, could stop there, could stop there, could stop there, could stop. Like there's just so many options for this thing to shape up. What matters is kind of like tracking and understanding really just how far the dollar is going to fall before it decides to recover. And obviously when the dollar gets to an area of value that I think is a demand where we can honestly use that demand to take out all the sellers, then my trading thesis and trading idea, etc., will change. Okay, if that makes sense, right? Otherwise, I feel like my platform will stop moving. Summer markets, of course, it's summer markets, man. I'm closed in the markets. I think markets close earlier. Let me just pull out my, these things have been in Africa and trading. I always forget about daylight saving and what saving and what season they're in. But I'm just quickly pulling up, FX hours here on my phone. But markets might be closed. And ladies and gentlemen, okay, no, they're still about an hour. So they're just cold. All right, the price is moving now, right? I was just like, what's going on here? Right, guys, and in terms of entries, like I said, supply and demand. I hope you understand the logic, right? I had a very good day. NFP has been good. Stocks did amazing. I mean, this is the kind of like really they want. Remember, stocks really just like fed off, that the sentiment that was existing already, and that rotation, the rotation of money based on 10-year yields is important. So watch the previous video. But guys, bless you. Have a good weekend. If you watch this on time, and that is before Sunday. Put out my data. Before Sunday, the 4th of July, I am going to host the first ever Traders War Room on the YouTube channel live. All right, what does that mean? It means I'm going to scan 25 markets for the following week. It's going to be a weekly forecast where I think I should be buying, where I should be selling. You would do best to subscribe and also look out for that. Please do, because I will be going live on YouTube for the first time. We've been doing war rooms since last year. It's basically what you would consider a signal service, but I don't charge people. Like, it's completely for free, a lot of free market analysis, a whole lot of good chart on trade. So you understand where I'm thinking, where price I think is going, and where I'll be taking trades. If you're interested in that stuff, I'll see you on Sunday. But until then, shake my hand, everybody. Shake my hand. Have a beautiful weekend. Keep going. If you lost money today during the NFP because of something that you didn't understand, something that you didn't know about, make sure the next one that comes 4 weeks from now, it finds you a master of that thing, right? You learn and you grow, But yes, thank you for choosing 365. Thank you for tuning till the end. If you watch till the end, please let me know. It's actually very important. I promise you, let me know. I want to see some consistency, and then we can see what special things we can do to such people, guys. Otherwise, have a good evening. I'm out. Cheers.